Today I want to take the time with y'all and react to a little video that we found, man. As always, anytime I react to something, I want to leave the link down below for y'all to show the original maker some love. Kylian Mbappe is proving everybody wrong, and it's scary. He ain't proving me wrong. I said it from the jump. I said it from, if you go on the internet and you look me up, bro, you're going to find memes that say, if Mbappe lands Madrid. If Mbappe lands Madrid, Barcelona doesn't have to get ready. The world has to get ready. If Mbappe... Man, shut your... The Barcelona, the world got to get ready. And then I got memed for months. But I've been saying that. Stay on that side. Stay on that side. When Mbappe gets this number 9 down, when this Mbappe understands the number 9 movements, and he starts bagging in hat tricks, and he starts cooking La Liga, I want y'all to stay on that side, because Mbappe will be back, and Mbappe will start cooking. I know everyone is laughing at me for saying the world got to get ready when Mbappe signs for Madrid. The world still do got to get ready. When this man starts cooking, y'all best remember to stay on that side. This guy's him. Let's run this, man. Here we go.
A few months ago, all I could see on football YouTube or social media was the constant disrespect on Kylian Mbappe. They were saying he was a flop. They were claiming he was washed. The haters were saying he was finished. It felt like that's what the majority of the football world was saying about him. Pundits couldn't stop talking about how bad of a move he's been for Madrid. Mainstream media was milking all the negativity. And with that kind of narrative, you would think he was actually doing really bad. But let me show you this. Lautaro Martinez, who was getting chance of Ballon d'Or, being praised for his incredible form over the year, had 21 goal contributions in 34 matches. While Mbappe, on the other hand, is doing even better, with 27 goal contributions in 36 matches. Somehow, people are still calling him a flop. What about Rafinha? Right now, he's in the best form of his career, and many are considering him to be one of the frontrunners to win the Ballon d'Or. While in La Liga, he has 13 goals, and Mbappe has 17. The truth is, for Mbappe, the standards are simply higher, and really it's nothing surprising. Mbappe is one of the biggest names in football, and without a doubt, that means he's also one of the most hated footballers on the planet. Back then, the hate was so largely blown out of proportion that even I had to make a video trying to defend the guy. Sure, my analysis might not have been perfect, and I might have slandered Jude a little bit, but I always knew it was only a matter of time until Mbappe would prove everyone wrong. He's been on the spotlight since his teenage years, and many of you might have underestimated him just because he spent so much time in a quote-unquote Farmers League. But now Mbappe is back and here to remind everyone that he is that guy. In the biggest stages, when the lights are brightest and the stakes are highest, Mbappe once again comes up big when his team needs him most. Because when Real Madrid faced up against Manchester City, they were first met with a giant sign from City fans towards Vinny Jr. saying, "Stop crying your heart out," following his Ballon d'Or second place finish a few months ago. And well, to start off the match, Real Madrid weren't looking so good. Man City were playing with much more energy and it looked like they had all the momentum. But it would be no other than Mbappe to come up big and score a very familiar looking goal in a very familiar looking situation, giving Madrid the equalizer and reigniting the aggression to help boost his teammates up to fight and make the comeback. Some people might say it was only the first goal in a comeback win. But what many don't realize is that it's often the equalizer that changes the momentum of the match and has the biggest psychological effect for every player on the pitch. And I would argue that an equalizer has more pressure than the game-winning goal, because once the match is tied, one side gains more confidence while the other loses momentum and even a bit of morale. Jude and Brahim Diaz were definitely the heroes of the match, but not a lot of people really gave Mbappe the credit he deserved for stepping up and starting the comeback. But for many, that still wasn't enough. During the second leg against Man City, Mbappe made sure to take care of business. Because before some of you could even finish making your microwave popcorn to watch the match, Mbappe would secure an early goal with a beautiful lob. That run was perfectly timed,
This goal
and
is
maybe
beautiful.
a few months ago, he might have
Talent.
damn well been offside. But for his second goal, some beautiful ball
Beautiful
control
finish.
saw him cleverly slice through City's defense, sending Josko
Unbelievable
Vardiol
finish.
flying and damn near giving him a season-ending injury. Like seriously, look at those ankles. That's crazy. And for his third and final goal, Mbappe would put all the haters and their tap-in or speed merchant accusations to rest, as he would make a cheeky cut from the right side, a spot where normally we'd never see him this comfortable in, doing his best CR7 impersonation as he does a couple of step-overs on Phil Foden and basically shoots from the box with his left foot, mind you, and
impressive.
sink the ball in the corner,
This is
as
best
he
game of the
put
season,
the
by the
final
way.
nail in the coffin for
Best
Man
game of the
City.
season. The most
Pep
important
Guardiola
game
looked
and the
like he was
best.
about to crash out, but if you really think about it, this is what Kylian Mbappe can really do. But for the majority of casuals who've heard nothing but negativity around him for half the season, you might not have even been aware that Mbappe was slowly getting more and more in form. This Man City annihilation was only the cherry on top of the cake, looking more confident, more decisive, and more comfortable. Because seeing just how much negativity was around Mbappe for the last few months, when he's doing bad, everyone talks about it. When he's finding his form and getting better and better, suddenly there's a lot of silence.
I said
Well,
the same
although this
thing.
hat trick was
Hear me out. It is very important that everybody understands one thing and one thing only. The internet we live in, the world we live in, people are more attracted to negativity than positivity. If something negative happens, people are going to flock to that over something positive. You don't see people on the internet praising each other. You see people on the internet bashing each other and finding everything that's wrong. That's just the way the internet works, unfortunately.
It wasn't actually his first. His first was in January against Valladolid, and it was only further proof that Mbappe was getting into much better form. And although it wasn't as high profile, Mbappe was definitely a huge factor in helping Real Madrid get to the final stages of the Champions League group phase. Madrid were hovering dangerously close to the bottom of the group. And you might have missed it, because while everyone remembers that loss against Liverpool, nobody was paying attention to his crucial performances against Atalanta, Salzburg, and Stade Brestois, helping Madrid get enough breathing room to survive further in the tournament. And one of the biggest factors in Mbappe's comeback has been Carlo Ancelotti's tactical adjustments. Earlier in the season, Ancelotti was using him in a 4-3-3, but as we all remember, Madrid's attack was in a pretty sticky situation. Madrid's left wing was getting too congested, especially with both Mbappe and Vinicius thriving on the left wing. And it was really hard to move them around as neither of them had ever really been comfortable playing the number 9. Not only was Mbappe playing in a new league or a new system, but he also had difficulty finding space in his usual position. That's why when Ancelotti made the shift to a 4-2-3-1, Mbappe eventually did have to move up further on the pitch as a central forward. However, he would have more positional freedom and flexibility. And as of late, Mbappe and Vinny aren't overlapping as much, allowing them to better complement each other on the pitch. And over time, it was almost a guarantee that Mbappe would become more and more comfortable. And having Vinny and Mbappe play their best on the same team is something that no club in the world wants to see. Mbappe has also regained that confidence and sharpness in front of goal, not only with his touch or finishing, but also with his positioning and movement in general.
I agree.
No longer is Mbappe making those careless offside mistakes that were plaguing him so much in the beginning of the season. I'm now confident that Mbappe won't ever get close to that record-breaking 8 offsides he had against Barcelona. But all this talk about tactics or positioning or whatever, really when it all comes down to it, Mbappe has always been a world-class player, and his unusually poor form in the beginning of the season can really all come down to his lack of confidence.
Yeah.
No, Mbappe didn't just suddenly become bad. Pressure of performing in a new club, pressure to fulfill the expectations of fans to play as good as prime Ronaldo. Heck, simply just not being as comfortable or having that great of starting chemistry with his teammates. Mbappe simply needed time to get comfortable and regain his confidence. Because once this man gets his confidence, we all know what he can do. And Mbappe definitely thrives on that self-belief and familiarity with his team and tactics. More and more, Mbappe has adjusted to his environment. He's more comfortable with his teammates on the pitch and on a personal level, and all the psychological pressure in the beginning of the season is starting to fade away. Even Carlo Ancelotti has said that Mbappe is only getting more comfortable, and he's already adapted to the club, the tactics, and the environment. Despite the general improvement of Mbappe's chemistry with his teammates, there's one in
you could
particular
tell
that's
he's more
been
comfortable.
very crucial, and it's not been Vinny Jr. but instead Jude Bellingham. Vinny has always been a great playmaker. Rodrigo has always meshed in well with his other teammates. For Bellingham and Mbappe, the connection was just never quite there yet. But as Bellingham has embraced more of an attacking role, he and Mbappe are becoming much more in sync. They're able to play off each other and link up a lot better, and this is only becoming more and more of a nightmare for opposition defenses. But as Mbappe is understanding his teammates' playstyle more and more, the entirety of Madrid's squad is also understanding Mbappe's behavior on the pitch a lot better. As they get more used to Mbappe, they can time their passes much better with his runs, allowing them to get more used to Mbappe's blistering pace. They can also understand more and more of how he moves and improve the fluidity of their build-up game. Because if you have someone like Mbappe on your squad, you definitely want to be able to use him to the best of his abilities. And this has greatly affected Mbappe, not only giving him more confidence, but also giving him easier chances and allowing him to play at his best.
I usually pause videos to kind of give my opinion and throw like my yapping in there. Homeboy spitting. There's nothing for me to say. He is saying everything perfectly. And any hater that watches this video is going to say, damn, I mean, man, spitting. Everything is just straight facts. There is nothing. Jude's playing better with him. Like, everything. And the only thing I think that's kind of missaid in this video is if you look at that Ancelotti changed the tactics, Mbappe went more forward and Vinny went more backwards. So I wonder if Vinny's playing a little bit deeper on the field, which is why he's not getting as many contributions as he usually does for Real Madrid. I thought about that when he kind of showed the tactic, because it was a 4-3-3. When you're in a 4-3, Vinny's more higher up the field. When you go into a 4-2-3-1, Rodrigo and Vinny come back a little bit more and sit a little bit deeper, and Mbappe's more higher. I wonder if that's why Vinny's not getting as many contributions.
A couple of months ago, Mbappe was slandered over and over, with the peak probably being that loss against Liverpool. But truly, the good thing is that I don't think it ever gets worse from there. His teammates continue to support him, and you can even see on pitch how their relationship is getting better, as Mbappe is swallowing up a little bit of that ego, and is more than happy to share penalty-taking opportunities with his teammates. And this would also improve Mbappe's image within Real Madrid fans. After those controversies and incidents with the French national team, Mbappe's reputation had taken a bit of a blow. People were calling him spoiled or egotistical, just because of how much influence or importance he had at PSG. But now at Real Madrid, that narrative is slowly being flipped. And ironically, not only are we seeing that old Mbappe, but mentality and attitude-wise, we're seeing him turn over a new leaf. Now, I'm not saying that Mbappe was a diva or anything like that. Of course, every superstar player has their pride and ego, but it seems to me, at least with the experiences he had in the beginning of the season, Mbappe showing that attitude of humility and putting his head down shows that he can improve even more as a player. Even the haters were quick to write him off and jump on the bandwagon to slander him. His recent form and gradual improvement is only putting fear in the hearts of the opposition, because there's not a single club in the world that wants to deal with Real Madrid and an in-form and in-sync Mbappe. Sure, we're only early into the knockout stages of the Champions League, and Barcelona and Real Madrid are currently tied in La Liga. But if this trend of Mbappe finding more and more form with each passing week continues, if he and Real Madrid can both win the league and the Champions League title, by the end of the year, we might very well see Mbappe holding that Ballon d'Or that many thought he would already have by now. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But just know one thing, Kylian Mbappe is ready to turn it up.
I love this video, man. I love this video. I love this video. I love the Mbappe story, because it's a superstar that was at the very top of football. Looked like he was kind of stumbling. Everybody was turning their back on him. And then boom, he's right back to being him. I love this video. I love Mbappe. I think Mbappe is the best player in the world. I think there's other players that are phenomenal and have a chance of being the best player in the world, like Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, the list goes on. But I think Mbappe's talent and his experience and what he's done at such a young age with the World Cups with France and stuff, to now, like, I just think the kid's just been through so much. He's so talented. That was an amazing video, lads. I'm going to leave a link down below if you guys want to watch it for yourself. Usually I yap. There was nothing to say because homeboy hit everything perfect. I mean, that was all straight facts.